Ah, yes. The chat resembleth the streamer and vice versa, I guess. Hello, and welcome to the library. This is... Nothing is ready. Nothing is ready today. I genuinely began like working on the stream, I think, 5 minutes before we started. So maybe it's good that I'm taking a backseat and you're doing the entire animation today. I hope that you are doing well. This is a very sunny day today, which is good. The sky has this very bright blue color that is kind of like also hinting at some kind of like city pollution or whatever. But this is a nice day. I had things to do this morning. I was also stuck in some research topics, and we'll kind of discuss about that just before we go to Layton. But yeah, yap. This is a yapping stream. You know, we are here to just yap about things, because this is fun. I think this is fun to just discuss everything that comes to mind. Let me just finish to do one thing, maybe. Nothing is ready. This is madness. So yeah, I was working on, as you know, I'm working on rivers in Japanese cities, and I was kind of like going back to the big topic of research that I had, you know, in the back burner for a few months now. And this is about ports in general, and how people in cities have experienced the creation or planning of ports, and what it means in terms of, you know, environmental changes. And this particular discussion is prompted by kind of like a naive observation. And the observation was that when you play Shenmue, you have the entire first part of the game set in Yokosuka. Yokosuka being like one of the big ports in the Kanagawa prefecture. And more precisely, it's also like a US military base. And the city nowadays is kind of like a touristic place. And you have a lot of people, of foreigners coming there, like tourists, but also like Korean communities, Chinese communities, and that's what we can see in Shenmue. And the question is, how do we represent Yokosuka in the game, in Shenmue, and how does it relate to real life? So I was trying to read a lot about Yokosuka, and that's something that I want to present at some point. The problem is that it's not exactly finished. The amount of research that I need to do is still, you know, very big. And I was thinking that maybe at some point we could have like a weird stream where I'm like reading some articles, some scientific articles, and we're commenting them together, something like that. We're basically working on the backstages, the preparation of early for their books, and all my research projects. So yeah, I have like a few articles that I need to go through at some point, and I was thinking that maybe next week that is something that we can do together, read them and taking notes and maybe discussing and trying to have like interesting ideas together. I was thinking about that because I made some changes on my Blue Sky account because it felt like, I don't know, it didn't convey what I wanted. And so I did some changes, and I kind of highlighted a bit more the scholar aspect of what we are doing, like science communication, because I was searching for some similar VTubers that are in science communication, and you have a lot of people in psychology, in STEM in general, but I struggled finding people that are more in social science. So I was like, maybe this is like first like a niche we can explore, and maybe I want to put that a bit more in the forefront, let's say, by virtue of like, you know, doing more activities that are kind of like academic in some ways, scientific. I know we are talking a lot about, you know, science and knowledge randomly during streams when we're playing games, and I think this is great, but maybe I want to go a little bit like further in that particular area. So we'll see. Maybe next week we'll have like a sort of like scientific yapping stream, whatever, which is kind of also like work with me stream, and we can talk about like interesting things. I don't know. Let's engage in jolly cooperation. This is true. I have like so many things that I need to do, and also I was like, maybe I can like optimize my time. I don't have to do research like on my downtime. I can do research on stream, and you'll have to bear with me, and maybe this is interesting for you also. But yeah, that was like basically the very small idea behind, I mean, what I did this morning. Also, I saw that we are like extremely close to affiliate, so it will come at some point, and I don't know, it will open new things, new ideas, maybe, I don't know. Like we'll have emotes, but at the same time, like nothing is ready for that, so who cares for now? Yeah, I don't know what to say. You've seen some of my newer posts highlighting stuff, yeah, because like I can't say this, but like I have an online presence outside of my VTuber persona. And most of my research is done like on my other persona. Yes, I'm some real person in real life. I do not exist in a vacuum just on your little screen. I'm sorry to break the magic. But yeah, most of my research is on my other persona. And I was like, well, maybe I don't have to, you know, split the two of them that clearly. I can talk about like research as Miyabi, and I think this is still alright, because that's kind of part of like my identity as a VTuber. So that's good to put like in the foreground, I guess. I thought you went into hibernation out of stream. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, when Miyabi is out of stream, she's like preparing, you know, 1 million thing, and it never ends. And sometimes I also play with my static on Final Fantasy 14. I think like, yeah, I think Sigrid like shared the picture for the M5S kill. That was nice. That was like basically a one shot. Like we went in the instance and we just like one shotted. First tried, I guess. Dancing Green also. That was nice. so much stuff to do cloning when this is true. Like I don't have like enough time for everything, and people keep, trying to make contact with me in a way. Like, well, this is kind of like what happened, in the past 2 years, and some people here can attest of that, but I was like extremely overwhelmed, and I had like a lot of things to do, and I basically went invisible on the internet because like I couldn't deal with, people asking for my presence everywhere. So Miyabi +2 ? This is funny because like I know, speaking of that, like I know a lot of people and a lot of streamers are like, do not put, well, you can only chat in English because like I need to understand it and my chat has to understand it. But I think like Rani, you have like a special pass for like Japanese puns. This is a bit like interesting, I guess. But yeah, and like a lot of people were asking for me, and I was like, but I don't have the time. I have like so many things to do, and I feel like lately I'm back in the same situation where I just have to tell people, no, I can't do this. I'm too busy. I need time to rest, or I need, I just don't want to spend time with you in a more diplomatic way, and it's a bit uncomfortable as a situation. Lawful behavior. I mean, oh, you're talking about like, are you talking about you speaking Japanese? I mean, yes, and the point that I guess at some point will be to do some streams a little bit in Japanese, like do Japanese and English at the same time, the same way, for example, like Iris-san is doing for HoloLive. Just because it would help me also practice my Japanese a bit more. But I think I'm too shy to go completely Japanese right now, unfortunately. But it will come, in a few months when I'll feel a bit more, I don't know, fluent, I guess, conversationally. My streamer so skilled. No, you are so skilled. You are so skilled. It was like really, really fun, like having you in the background when you were drawing. That was like really nice, and you're also extremely talented. Weeb, I mean, I'm a weeb. That's known knowledge. But also, it's okay to have some softer rules too. I do agree. It's, I don't know. I'm a crowd pleaser, and sometimes I want to say yes to everyone, and then I need like to, it's like I'm doing activities and I'm doing stuff and I think I'm enjoying it, but at the same time it's like, am I really enjoying it? Am I really having fun doing that, or does it feel like work? And I don't know, I feel like I'm slowly slipping back into that situation that made me, missing in action for like 1.5 years on the internet. So I don't know. And I have like so many things that I've already put in the back burner, like on my other persona. I'm not doing research enough. I'm not writing enough. It's a complicated situation. May is very talented. This is true. I mean, I'm very glad that we kind of met by, chance encounter. Well, I'm here to be like extremely like wholesome and sweet on the stream. I don't know, but like it's, I'm having fun being in your streams always. I don't have the time to be here every time, but yeah, it's nice to have found a fellow cozy streamer, I guess. It's a skill too to say no. It is, and I guess I have this skill professionally, but when it comes to my personal life, I tend to be more easygoing is not the word, but like I find it hard to, refuse things. So yeah. Anyway, we're yapping here, but the point of like today is to play Layton, and if possible, we should try to finish like Layton today. I think that it's possible. Although we have to be, I guess, a bit like proactive on the puzzles. Gaming in my streams, I need to like, I mean, that was kind of the point of the discussion of like going a bit more on the academic, like science communication, behavior or identity, just because I do enjoy playing games, but at the same time, I don't think it's the point of of those streams. I don't think people are really here for the games. So like for now, it's just an excuse to have something in the background. But I don't know. Maybe I should just be like, I think we discussed that like May on your stream, but like I should play really what I want, and this is just like pure yapping. Like, who cares if we are going for like 10 streams of like Dragon Quest 3 back to back? You're not here for the game. You are here to hear me yap. And if we need to do that while grinding on slimes, we will yap while grinding slimes for like 10 hours. First time discovering Layton. Yeah, I don't know Layton either. So interesting moment. So yeah, we went in the sewers last time to open like the gate for the park, but I believe that we missed some puzzles in the sewers, so we'll just do them quickly, and afterward we'll explore the park. You don't look surprised. I bet you didn't expect to see me in a place like this, eh? The river that encircles most of Semister is right past this pipe. Don't be getting any ideas. You cannot cross it. I cannot. Returning to the rest of the world, I need to settle down in river. The problem is that Layton is too UK peeled, and we cannot talk about river in Layton, I think. It's like, it would be interesting in some kind of like English pastoral, or like the reception of English pastoral in Japanese video games and Japanese culture, but this is not exactly the point. Which boxes to move? In preparation for... I see more of Tamizu person, eh? Exactly, like again, a reference for scholars in this chat. Can you cross the river bridges without crossing the same bridge? We cannot do again the Oilers Königsberg's bridges problem. I think we went into that like too long already on the previous stream. So this is like a forbidden bit. We cannot like use this bit anymore. So in preparation for your big move, you have packed your belongings into 20 boxes and arranged them as shown below. Okay, which is a bit weird, but with everything packed, you're not ready to label each box with its content. In order to do so, you need to move a few boxes around. How many of the boxes can't be labeled without rearranging the stack? So the question is, how many like boxes or or like in like the core of this stack, which is like not really hard because we have like only three rows of boxes. So like those boxes have to be in the second row, and because we have like this L shape here, we know that the L shape on the second row has to be like blocked. So the answer is 3.
There we go.
If I lose some pickerets in this stream, maybe we should like end the stream immediately. well done. I like the way you get all fired up over puzzles. I do think I'm someone that, you know, that it's like the little lights in my brain or like lighting up when I have like some puzzles to do or some research to do. And it's like, yeah, I need my brain teasers. No, we lost 5 picarats, unfortunately. It was not 3, it was 5. It's the same energy when a math test has someone with like 300 watermelons. Yeah, it's like this situation will never happen. I think when I was younger, this is like for the end of middle school in France, you have like an exam, a national exam to pass. And I think it was something like someone was like, I don't know, was it like sausages? I think it was boxes of sausages, and it was like 100 boxes of sausages or was something like that. I was like, what this is crazy. What will you do with 100 boxes of sausages in your daily life? Are you trying to, I don't know, are you scamming people? What? Samista is happy to have you. Okay. Can we go there then? German +2. Imagine being German. We don't have like German. I will say, I don't think I know in my inner circle of friends like any German people. I certainly didn't foresee sewers leading to a place like this. I mean, especially if the sewers are just like dumping things on the outer river of the city, this is a bit weird. Danish is German adjacent, but that's not something that you want to say, right? I mean, again, the history between the Danish and the Germans, this is... Wait, you know, it's like, it's... yeah. Train speed. A train with a length of 100 meters takes 30 seconds to travel over a 400-meter bridge. Assuming that the train's speed is constant, how many kilometers per hour is it traveling? Is it some kind of like puzzle that is also only like EU? Only EU appealed? Because like you have to do like, you need to know what meters are, which is like not possible for American people. I mean, okay, so a train with a length of 100 meters takes 30 seconds to travel over the bridge. You need to add, obviously, the length of the train to the length of the bridge for the train to completely pass over the bridge. So it takes like 30 seconds for the train to do half a kilometer. Assuming that the train speed is constant, how many kilometers per hour is it traveling at? So in 1 minute you do... Wait. In 1 minute you do... No, in 1 minute you do 1 kilometer. So it's like 60. European beef between countries is funny. I mean, what happened, you know, in the modern era with the whole waves of nationalism. It's like, it's a bit crazy. I think it's the same thing. You have like the Risorgimento for Italy. You have the German unification. You have, well, obviously the French with the revolution and then with Napoleon. It's a bit crazy. I think this one has an American release specifically for it. I mean, we have discussed a lot about like how, you know, some puzzles were changed for the American version, and it's like, well, hello, Tsundere. I hope that you're doing well. No, I'm forced like to read the runny bit. A train filled with sausages moving at 300 kilometers per hour in one direction. I mean, speaking of Germans, I don't know what to say. Arithmetic. US people couldn't. You and your girlfriend went on a road trip over the weekend. On the way to your destination, you drove 180 miles and your girlfriend drove the rest of the way. Coming home on exactly the same roads, your girlfriend drove the first 150 miles and you got behind the wheel for the last leg of the journey. What? And what is the question for this particular puzzle? So what is the difference in miles between the distance you drove and the distance your girlfriend drove? Okay, it's like you drove and then on exactly the same road. Oh, it's like you do the... So because she drove, it doesn't matter, like the length, the entire length of the trip doesn't matter at all, because we already have all the information we need. We can like say X is the... What we don't even need like to do, you know, equations, because like it's simpler than that. Is that we know that our girlfriend in the when we came back, she drove like drove 30 miles less than we did while coming to the destination. It's hard without taking notes, because maybe you need like to do the equation. If it's x is like the length. I'm lost. No, because okay, I'm cooked. I'm completely cooked. Wait. 2 seconds. Because now I'm confused and I need to take notes. So let's come back here. Okay. No, you have triggered me. I need to solve that. Give me 2 seconds so I can like open Photoshop. This is very important. It still requires some thinking. It still requires some thinking. I think like, because it was like a 50 picarads, like the amount of picarads I think is not changing. Add this to Photoshop. Yeah, well, let me just like open. We are like solving additional puzzles. This is like madness. What are we doing here? Let me, okay. DLC, the DLC that gives you 5 bonus picarads. It's like to have my... Oh, it's like... Wait, I need to open this in... I absolutely hate Wikia. This is like the worst we will never finish the game today. I'm really losing it. Can I just copy the link, please? Why is it so hard from the OBS? It's so small. Okay. Oh no. Okay. I need like some random whatever. I do not have my tablet, so it will be like a bit shaky, but okay. So the idea is that well, this is not hard, to be fair. It's like, let's say for the husband is making this plus the way, the entire length of the trip minus... No, this is stupid. This is just stupid. Like, American people, they cannot be trusted because it's like the easiest substitution that you can do. And the wife is doing plus minus. Okay, so this is equal to x minus 13, and here it's like x plus 13. So you have a difference total of like 60 miles. They replaced the train with cars. American moments +2. This is so funny. My chat is very funny, I think. This is so true. Which is the same answer. Oh yes, true. You have to have the same answer at the end. I don't know what to say. Math. Oh my god. Hello, Ellie. I think I think it's like, I think you're all right. I don't give you a choice. No, I hope that you're all right today. Meters, what is that? Trains, what is that? So true. I mean, it's so funny because I think I saw like, oh no, I need like to find that. We will never finish the game like today. This is madness. Can I find a map of... I think it was a pretty popular post on Blue Sky. I don't know, but people were kind of like showing the map of a map of China with like the development of train tracks over the past 20 years. And people were like, this is what a civilized country is like. Their government is like building train tracks, while in the US we are doing nothing. We cannot move, you know, like if you want to take the train to go from one city to another, then it's not even possible. Everything has been destroyed. Also, the answer shows the husband being in the low with the car somehow. This is so true. This is so true. A bit sad that the train was not replaced by an arm track. Could have made the funniest puzzle of all time. So true. Who knows, it probably derailed. You're very funny today. You're very funny people today. Anyway. Let's go back to the game, because I think that's the point of this stream. We'll come back to Photoshop if needed. Sterling work, Luke. Does the girlfriend take turns driving the arm track? Oh no. Okay. So we're done for here. I will say also, I really love the small, very pixel art Layton here. I think it's like extremely cute. But we don't need like hint coins. Oh my commies! The answer is yes. If it's an American puzzle, the answer is yes. Every time. Do I have still the soundtrack of my BGM in the background? Yes. Okay. So this time we can go to the park. This park is really kind of sad, isn't it? It's all rusty and abandoned. Just as Sylvan said, it seems that no one sets foot in this park for a dreadfully long time. Now, on to business. Let's give the grounds around the Ferris wheel a thorough once-over. The nook and crannies? I expect we'll find something of interest here. Well, that was the thumbnail for the previous video. Again, Miyabi and making thumbnails that are always like irrelevant. It's so good. The picture appears to be the same as the one on the ticket we picked up. It looks like it has been posted here for ages. It's so faded you can't even read the letters. Isn't that... It is just a hint, not for the current stream, but what dares to come. This is true. It's like the Conan hint at the end of every Detective Conan episode. That's little Flora here in the middle of the picture. She looks exactly as she does in the portrait we saw of her in Reinhold Manor. It would seem that Baron Reinhold built this amusement park solely for his daughter's enjoyment. Experience Miles. So true. Miles Point? Strange, I wonder why it wasn't more popular with the village folk once it was open to the public. Does he know? Let's keep moving. A map. Sleeping Kogoro stream when the next Metante Conan film will air. I will need to read some reactions from Japanese people, and we will talk about the movie because it will be absolute cinema. The movie is about the Nagano cops and Kogoro. It will be so good. We are winning already. As part of the Kogoro gang, I'm extremely happy. It looks like it hasn't been touched in years. What a shame. I bet it used to be a fun place. There's even a big top, the kind you see at the circus. There's something quite sad about it, isn't there? This is really like English pastoral, right? I bet the Ferris wheel is a mess too. I suppose it won't I won't get to use that ride ticket we picked up. We have better things to do. The golden apple. Isn't VTubing basically a sleeping Kogoro? What? I think you're all going a bit too far into the bit here. It's like... I see the vision you want to conjure. I think you should stop. This must be the Ferris wheel. It's true. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying you say things that shouldn't be said. But +2. Sorry, I'm kind of skipping the dialogue. I'm not reading it out loud. Maybe there's no secret hidden in this Ferris wheel after all. That remains to be seen. Let's look around a bit more, shall we? If you are making puns in my chat, I will not read your message. At least not read out loud. You are warned. Though I can't put my finger on it, there's something quite odd about this Ferris wheel. makes me wonder, you might have overlooked something important around the park. A puzzle? Ferris wheel riddle. 50 picarats. There are 10 two-seater cars attached to the fair's Ferris wheel. This Ferris wheel turns so that one car rotates through the exit platform every minute. The wheel began operation at 10 a.m. and shut down 30 minutes later. What's the maximum number of people that could have taken a ride on the wheel in that time period? The wheel began operation at 10 a.m. and shut down 30 minutes later. One car rotates through the exit platform every minute. So if you want to make like the entire rotation, you need to wait like 10 minutes, but when we say that it shut down like 30 minutes later, it means that oh wait, because what does it mean? It's like we stop accepting people at 30 minutes after, or is it like the wheel has to be stopped 30 minutes later? I believe it's like the second one, because this puzzle becomes a bit more complicated if it's the case. What's the maximum number of people? Oh, you're talking in the chat, like I need to funniest or crying. You should. That short operating time, this is true. You can totally have a secret train conversation between us. But like a two-seater car is like 2 adults plus a child. Oh, kids, people. I've enjoyed Ferris wheels. They remind me of my late mother. Gosh, I miss her. Luke, I miss my wife. So they got stuck in the wheel. I don't think they got stuck in the wheel. We should like at 30, I think everyone has to be out of the wheel. The wheel stop operating 30 minutes later and people still trapped inside. I don't think this is how it works. So let me think about this. If you take like the wheel right here at 10, it means that you will leave at like 10 minutes after. And the latest person can only like board at like 10:20. They can only board at 10:20, meaning that you can have 21 cars that are filled, and you multiply that by 2, and you get like 42, right? Right? Am I Am I losing it?
Well, here's my guess.
Okay.
Professor, I've solved it!
What would the puzzle be about, though? What are you talking? Oh, you're talking about my late mother. Maybe my late mother, you know, fell from, I don't know, the Ferris wheel or something like that. So to be stopped in 30 minutes, it needs to start slowing down a bit before. No, because we have never mentioned that the speed of the wheel rotation is constant. We say that it took like 1 minute for a new car to come in front of the exit. And I believe that it will take the time of acceleration and deceleration. Yes, okay, well, whatever, we solved it. Excellent job, my boy. We should take another quick look around the area to make sure we haven't missed an important clue. I mean, was there something here? Oh, there's a puzzle. A hidden puzzle. Odd box out. Of the 4 boxes below, or in the side for you, 3 are the exact same box viewed from different angles. The 4th box has a slightly different design. Can you spot the odd one out? I had this. I think I have like good spatial visualization skills, but like having like to fold or unfold like cubes or any geometrical like volume is like very hard for me for some reason. Okay. Because there are like some parallels here, but can I really use them? Ta-da. Like blue would be on this side here. Let's say like, I don't know. Let hold B as true for now. It means that blue would be on this face here. Wait. If I'm rotating you... Okay, you would make sense together, I believe. I can't explain my train of thoughts because it's like pure mental visualization. So like if you do not have hyperphantasia in your mind, you're cooked. You... It depends, right? What is like the opposite of... No, wait. There's an easy way to solve it, no? Because if I'm... Like, are you like the same? This is the question. I just need to find if like A and C are the same. If I turn you... Yes, this makes sense. And we know that like those two make sense together. So here you can find like if you check like the star here, it touches like 4 different faces here, which makes sense. And it means that like the opposite would be like the this face here would be like opposite of the star. The problem is that wait, I'm lost in my own... Point and click strategy, click everywhere. Yeah, so true. Pixel hunting. Are is chatters allowed to answer? I mean, not until like I, you know, lock in my own answer. Why am I so lost? You two make sense together. Do I care about like the orientation of... I mean, I care about the orientation of like those. Oh, but you can use like the shape of the star to find like the orientation. I see. So, or maybe you don't. I don't know. It's a bit weird. It feels a bit weird. Sun, you. Because you can like... Am I stupid lately? You can like say that this face is the star, but it's in terms of like... If you turn it around, you have like... Wait. Why is it so hard in my head right now? Like the diamond should be on this face here. So if I turn you the other way around, I have like square on the left and diamond on the right. Which means that if I turn it around, it would be like diamond on the left and square on the right if I have this face up, like the X up. So you're the wrong one, I think.
How does this sound?
Okay.
Layton's apprentice saves the day.
Okay, it's just that like... Yes, they have like changed the position of the square of the opposite face, or at least just the star and the X. I don't know. I feel like I was struggling far more than I should have. That's like maybe one shot. But it's also like we don't have the choice here. If I'm failing like a puzzle, this is the end of the stream. I'm not joking. I would have just given up in head and drawn it. I think I was like, because I'm sitting in a way where I just can't move. I can't like grab a piece of paper and try like to. Maybe I should have done this in Photoshop, but. And also I'm stubborn, I believe. When I'm starting to do something, I will finish it, no matter the time it's taking, and even if it's, you know, extremely inefficient. But that's not exactly the point, right? That's not what we wanted, maybe, so we need to explore to the right. There's a strange little shed here. Interesting. Pumps water to the sewer pipes. This is locked. Hello. How do you like me park? Lovely, isn't it? It is. I don't know. I like the amount of you know, trees and just like vegetation. I think it's like it has a very cozy pastoral English vibes, but like, is it a good park? I'm not sure. Leaky tank. A 2.5-meter deep water tank has water poured into it for 8 hours starting at 9 a.m. The water level rises by 60 centimeters in this time. However, it seems that water is leaking out again at night because the next morning the water has dropped by 20 centimeters. If the water level continues to rise 40 centimeters a day, on what day will the tank first overflow? For 8 hours, starting it will rise by 60 centimeters. Another DLC question. Oh, you mean like there's also a US version? Also frogs, so true, frog, 2 frogs. So what I think like an important fact is that if it's dropping by 20 centimeters by the night, it means that the hole is basically here and it's like 40 centimeters in height. Or is it? Do we care about that? The US question is hilariously easy. Am I lost for some reason? I think I'm not locked in today. Is there like something... Is it like a think outside the box puzzle, or is it like a pure arithmetic puzzle? Seems like the question wants us to think the hole is at the bottom. Oh, you think it's at the bottom? And so it's just that it's leaking like very slowly. which makes it like a pure arithmetic puzzle and it's easier. Okay, let's say that like the hole is at the bottom, so it just leaks like very slowly. We know that we can go like a maximum of like 60 centimeters. So like we need to find the day where the water is at well, because it's like by okay, so it's easy. It's like we know that on the 5th day, after the 5th night, the water level will be at 2 meters, right? By the 5th night. And then on the 6th day, during the day, we will overflow because we are still pouring water. So I guess it's just 6. So it's okay, so it's easier that way. Water only leaking at night. Either the hole is nocturnal or there's a certain frog gulping down a bunch of water. I think it's because like they were kind of saying that they will pour water for 8 hours straight. And it's from the time you're stopping like to put some water, to add some water to the tank, then it begins obviously to leak. It's just that it's leaking the entire time. It's just that the leaking is offset by you pouring water during the entire day. So 6th day, I think. Also technically, yes, thank you for the hydration check. Technically, the tank is a bit cone shape, but what's the point? What's your point? What if it's cone shape? Or do you think like we will calculate the area of, you know, the section of like a conal volume? I don't even remember the exact area of, I mean the exact formula for the volume of a section of a cone. Because it's kind of like, I mean, yeah. I think we shouldn't care about that.
Luke, here's my answer.
Okay, so that was an easy puzzle. That was like far easier than I
For
expected.
success.
Give me the DLC puzzle then. We'll continue to, you know, progress on the game, but section of cone is like a cone. No, but this was not like this is not like a section of the cone in terms of like we have cut the base. It's like we have cut the base and the top, right? A tennis ball has rolled its way down into a hole. This particular hole is extremely deep and has sharp bends in the middle, making the ball impossible to retrieve by hand. To make matters worse, the ground around the hole is made of hard clay, so digging the ball out is an option. And then it's the same thing. Would we also have to include the surface, the water surface tension when it overflows? I mean, it overflows by so much that I think it's not a question. However, you have something incredibly commonplace on hand that you can use to get the ball out. What do you use to get the ball out? Answer in 5 letters, water. It's like the bread and butter hands. We say you cannot use your hands. You haven't read the question. Read the question, please, Ellie. Bread. It's like the B&B answers for like all those like escape rooms, whatever. My chat is crazy. You're quite a solver. I'm the solver. Send is not with... Send has only like 4 letters. A singular crumb. Argon. The gas? The gas? What? Why? Are you trying to like use a high pressure gas like to push the ball from below? What are you all talking about? It's not 5 letters, I'm afraid. It was lying on the ground. Another piece of a journal. No problem, Professor. I know you can't read. It's alright. The older she gets, the more young Miss is catching on to this village's secret. She seems lonely, which is probably why the boss asked me to build an amusement park for her. Yep, it certainly looks like I've got my work cut out for me. The young Miss mentioned here must be Flora. The whole park was built just for her. They drawn a big drill +2. But I don't understand this other line. What is all this business? What's all this business about a secret in the village? I just wasn't ready to handle the boss's death. Poor young Miss. She's all alone in the world now, but no matter what happens, I have to keep going and take care of her in the boss's place. It's a great rainstorm. If a great rainstorm were to come along right now, you could probably retrieve your ball without doing anything at all. And just what is rain anyway? Lovely handwriting +2. Fate can be so cruel. Oh. A hidden puzzle. The largest total. 9 squares are carved into a piece of wood. Arrange 9 unique numbers between 1 and 51 so that every vertical, horizontal, and diagonal line of number crossing through the middle square has the same sum. Arrange the numbers so that they yield the highest possible sum. What number occupies the middle square? Oh, this is an interesting one. There's probably a very easy way to solve it. So, what you want to do here, and I think we kind of like need to go back to Photoshop for that. Okay, let me go back to this, I believe. Okay, so the thing here is that we obviously have like to fit like 9 numbers here. I mean, I will say there are different problems with this particular one. Because we have like, we can go from 1 to 51. So the question is, how are we making the highest sum possible? It's by choosing the highest numbers, obviously. The whole is in a desert and evaporates water instantly. I love the LE between commas. But okay, so we want to choose like the highest number possible. No, but it's easy. Because I have like 8 numbers to choose, so if 9 numbers, I mean. So I can go from like... I can go from 42 to 51. It's called a vocative, yes, but like you can have like vocative that are not like your name, right? Like if you say like il est pater, it's like vocative as well. But my point is that it's LE inside commas. My idea is that you can put like the highest number in the middle, obviously, if you want to maximize the sum, since it will be like in all directions. The question is, can you do that? Is there like an arrangement where you can do this? Because in this particular puzzle, right, if we go back to here, you do not have... Yes, you do not have to cross, like, this is not a magical square in that you need, like, the, for example, the lower horizontal line to be equal to the number. So it's just a matter of finding, like, permutation from 32 to 50 that can, like, that add to the same thing. Like, you need to make pairs of which is the same thing of making pairs from 1 to 10. And obviously you can match them like side to side, right? Because you would have 2 and 10, 3 and 9, 4 and 8. Did I forget? Wait. Oh no, I'm lost. This is not 2, this is 3. So it would be 3, 4, 5, and you have 6 and 7. Okay, yes, it works. So it's like 50, 51 in the middle, right? Yes, let's come back here. I guess we could have just sent the answer, but...
Well, here's my guess.
On recreational fishing in Japanese culture, is it the same? Did I forget to change the name of the stream? What are you talking about? Japanese culture is just a sentence in the metaverse. What are my people talking about? Appeal to fallacy. Is it like a bit, like an NL bit about the game he was playing about, like, I don't know, fallacy simulator or something like that? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, your whiteboard has the title. Yeah. Obviously, I did not change the title. Okay. No, it's just in the scene. I know it was just still there, but at the same time, I didn't care enough, like, to... I'm sorry for your immersion. It's easy to have, like, a whiteboard in there. Okay, so can we go back to the... No, do we need to talk to you again? Blah blah blah. Okay, so maybe now we go to the Ferris wheel again. I don't remember exactly what we need to do here. Making up new fallacies for everything. I don't know what... just hang out in the chat, I'll just play the game. My intuition failed us this time, Luke. Oh, so this is okay. This is the... The famous cutscene.
What on earth?
What on earth?
Professor!
Get away, Luke! Run!
Always run in the same direction of the wheel. Never go to the side.
Professor, I think he's chasing after us!
That's preposterous!
I have like crazy... This is a crazy person in the chat, a crazy bot. My Geki Joba. I mean, this is literally like the Meton Taekwondo film, right?
Blast.
Blast. Yeah, true. The auto-aim. The Darkest Nightmare. Was that the name of the film? Yeah. Because at the end, like, you need to stop the Ferris wheel, right? With the stretching, whatever it's called in English. I mean, now we can go at the very least. This is not bad. We'd be rubble too. Oh my. No, that explains the shutdown of the Ferris wheel. Yes, this is not very, you know, safety compliant. I'm right behind you, Professor. Did they evacuate? Did they have people evacuate so they could activate the trap? I mean, what am I talking about with my chat to this? Been 9 years after the first Professor Layton game. Thanks, Professor, for paving the way to another insane Detective Conan movie. So true. It's so cold. Watch your step. A sort of stone tablet embedded in the wall. Which way? The path you're on forks to the left and right in front of the sign below. Your gut instinct tells you that this sign reveals the direction you need to go. Find an arrow within the picture, like the yellow one on the side of the board. When you find it, draw a line around it as neatly as possible. Keep in mind that the arrow you're searching for may not be the same size as the one pictured below.
Luke, here's my answer.
Incredible. Open eyes.
Every puzzle has an answer.
Well done. Now you can move forward. Thank you. Thank you. Is this even a puzzle? I mean, it's a nice change of pace, I guess. You need to have like some diversity. It cannot, you know, always be math puzzles, or you have to have like easy puzzles now and then. Open eyes. I can barely use them as it is. You cannot use your eyes, you cannot use your hands. You should take care of yourself. It's almost like we're being tested. Oh no. Not a ball puzzle. And as few as 14 moves. I'm losing it. Can I... Whatever.
There we go.
You have to
Every
solve it
puzzle
in like
has an
14 or it doesn't count. We are here for the next 2 years, if it's okay, I'm sorry to say. Why not try to complete the puzzle in the minimum number of moves possible? No, we are in a timer here. We cannot do that, please, let me go. Let me out! Let me out, please. We are not. We are. I want to finish this game today. 14, 41, kind of the same. This is true. A puzzle is solved when, you know, you decide it is solved. Ah, 14? Tomorrow. This is the Shionkaku logic. This is not Shionkaku, this is Shakai. This is the Shakai Ha here. It's like a mystery doesn't exist if you don't want it to exist. The mystery is in the eye of the beholder. Something isn't right in here. A picture? I can, what? Okay. Something is hidden behind here. What? A key? It appears to be some sort of key. We won't know until we investigate further, but this shape certainly looks familiar. Ta-da! Such a good music track. Appeal to blindness. We need to head back to that large wall to the north side of Saint-Mystère. Yay! Do I have like other things in here? Painting. Nothing to see. A hint coin. By pixel hunting? Oh. No, it triggers, okay. Do you want to try a really difficult puzzle? A really difficult one? No way. This is not very difficult. This is like a lower number of pickrats than the previous puzzles that we did. Pattern matching. Part of the pattern shape below is missing, which of the piece A, B, C, and D will complete the pattern when inserted into the gap. Eh? Oh, it's B, but you have to rotate it, right?
That should do it. Critical thinking is the
What
key
are
to
you talking
success.
about in the chat? This is madness. I didn't think it was that easy. I mean, that was not really a puzzle. So we can backtrack, I guess, to... the tower. Or adventure games like Metroidvania. You have like 4 hours. Let's make a quick visit to the inn. There's something I need to check there. It seems that someone doesn't want us around. Someone is, in fact, after us. And the key of identifying this scoundrel is back at the inn. The shadowy intruder. Did we miss any puzzles, by the way? We did not. Omniscient versus nonchalant. Adam Tino thoughts win easily. What are they talking about? What are they talking about? Is something the matter? You look a little shaken. I have an urgent request. Can you show me the newspapers from the last couple of days? The papers? Yes. I'm sure I put them down around here somewhere. Is there a problem? So to disappoint you, but I can't seem to find them anywhere. Huh. I see. Well, thank you. Thank you just the same, Beatrice. This has been most helpful. Professor Layton? And to what do we owe this visit? He told me I needed to find you and bring you to Rainhall Manor. The inspector, I mean. He and Lady Dahlia await your arrival at Rainhall Manor. Thank you for the message. We'll set out for the manor in just a few moments. Well, let's go there. No, Ramon was he mysteriously came back, even though we saw him being, kidnapped earlier. You have found the key to the tower, haven't you? What do you know about the key? You mustn't interfere with the tower. Whatever you do, just stay away from there. Interfere? What do you mean by that, dear? Damn. Welcome back, Professor Layton. Please come in. Everyone is waiting. Thank you, Matthew. Is something troubling you, my good man? You seem ill at ease. Oh, no, I'm fine, sir. Please make your way to the parlor. All right, if you're certain that nothing is the matter, we will head upstairs. Mr. Layton, thank you for arriving so promptly. Come, have a seat. Why have you called us here, Inspector Chalney? Like you, I'm not the kind of man who beats around the bush, so I'll just come out with it. I'm on to you, Layton. It is clear as day. You are responsible for Simon's death. Are you suggesting I murdered Simon? Nonsense. Nonsense. Nice, Layton. I have to admire the way you keep cool under pressure. But of course, I would expect nothing less from a cold-blooded killer such as yourself. I don't suppose you've seen this before, eh? This vase was on display in the room in which Simon was found dead. All the forensic evidence I've gathered suggests that the killer struck Simon with his vase. Our killer was no professional. You see, he left his fingerprints all over the murder weapon. Fingerprints that match your own, Mr. Layton. Oh, that's the vase from the market, isn't it? You rotten murderer. If this vase was evidence, why did you just break it like it was nothing? Oh, so go on and give me an alibi, Layton. Where were you when Simon was killed? Come on, add with it. Fingerprints are not conclusive in court. +2. But this is not a court. I was with Luke investigating matters down in the village. This is the best you can muster. It's clear the little brat is an accomplice to your crime. Admit it, Layton. You two wanted to keep the golden apple so badly that you conspired to murder Simon. You cannot fool me, Layton, so cough it up and start talking. This is the court of the public agora, so this is not a court. While I'm at it, I'll take the key to the tower you picked up too. It seems you're intent on pinning this crime on me, Inspector. But if you're a true enforcer of the law, you'll acknowledge that I'm not the only reasonable suspect. Any member of this household could have committed the crime. In fact, you cannot even rule the possibility that everyone here had a hand in the murder. Furthermore, are we even sure that a murder took place here? What kind of nonsense are you spouting now? Do you really think anyone here is fooled by your crackpot theories? Inspector Chalmers, I'm beginning to think the only person here with something to hide is you. That's absurd. This has nothing in the slightest to do with me. If everyone is the murderer, is it a crime? I mean, Agatha Christie would like a word with you.
Isn't it obvious?
If there is any criminal element involved in this case, then it is you, sir. What? That's absurd.
Hey, calm down.
What utter rubbish! You'll need more than some death charge to save your hide.
I've heard you're quite the devoted husband, Inspector. I bet you take very good care of your wife, Jane. Luke and I found this article in the paper. Look, what was Inspector Chalmers' favorite food again? We need to... Was it like... Oh, I can't... Was it like fresh cakes? It was fresh cakes, right? Or am I crazy? This article specifically states you love cakes, and yet you rage at poor Matthew when he brought you cakes with tea. Why? And your point is, it just so happens that I have a fondness for Jane's cakes. Is that so? Thank you, Inspector. This little conversation has made things quite clear. Please take a look at this. I believe you just called them Jane's cakes, right? I'd like everyone to look at this article. As you can see, the article clearly states that Inspector Chalmers' wife is Amelie, not Jane. Do you mean to tell me you've forgotten your own wife's name? Grrr. Grrr. Out with it then. who are you? And why have you been impersonating Inspector Chelney? And why have you been running this investigation? But your sudden memory loss regarding your wife's name isn't the only suspicious things about you. Try to recall the time around Simon's death. You said you received a report that prompted you to come to Saint-Mystère, but you forgot one thing. After Luke and I arrived, the drawbridge that is Saint-Mystére's sole entrance had its crank stolen. This effectively sealed the village. This is a sealed room. From that point on, no one could enter or leave the village. And you do recall just when this seclusion began. I mean, it is when we were searching for Claudia, right, at the beginning of the game. Correct. The only route out of the village had been closed well before Simon's death was discovered. After that event, there was no way that anyone could enter the village from the outside. By the same token, there was no way to take things out of the village, particularly something as large as a corpse. So tell me, Inspector Chelney, when did you actually first set foot in Saint-Mystère? And furthermore, what did you do with Simon's remains? Grrr. I did not know I was supposed to take notes. This is a mystery game still. But I think this is the only like game where I don't remember if you have like sections like this in the following games. Did you? I don't know. While we're on the subject, I have one more nagging question, just one more thing that I haven't been able to work out. How is it that you knew about the key to the tower we discovered? When we happened upon that key, there wasn't a soul in the area apart from Luke and myself. Furthermore, I have spoken of what we found there to no one. There is no conceivable way you could have known about this key. Unless, of course, you were spying on us from the shadows when we found it. No, let me see if I got this correct. You posed as an inspector and used Simon's death as an excuse to enter Reinhold Manor. Since then, you've been waiting for the ideal time to strike and steal the golden apple from us. How am I doing so far? There's kind of a locked room mystery at the beginning of the second game, but the resolution comes late into the investigation, and ultimately there's no confrontation with the suspect akin to this one, because of reasons for the second game, obviously. What's so funny? This is no laughing matter. I'm just astounded at how despicable I found you, Layton. But that's exactly why you're worthy of being my arch-enemy. What? What? I've always despised you, Layton. I thought I'd be able to crush you once and for all here in Saint-Mystère. But that will have to wait since you saw through my disguise. You haven't caught on yet, but Saint-Mystère hides a secret of epic proportions. When I imagine a dimwit like you trying to unravel the mystery, I just have to smile. My business here for the day has come to an end, so I'll be off now. But listen closely, Layton. Never forget how close you came to being bested. One day, I, the great Don Paolo, will rain my vengeance down upon you. And on that fearful day, you will beg for an umbrella and a raincoat, perhaps even some galoshes. Gosh! Huh. Interesting. I guess he's gone. Do you know who that man was? Don Paolo is his name. I've heard stories of him. His grasp on the hard science is rumored to be unrivaled. The problem, as you might guess, is his personality. Though he is a genius, the man is evil. The science board has banished him from working officially in his field ever again. Sneaking into some estate to steal the Reinhold fortune sounds like the kind of scheme he would hatch. He seems to hold quite a grudge against you, Professor. What did you do to cross him? I haven't the slightest idea, Luke. Well, that aside, what was all that talk of a secret hidden in the village? What was he referring to? I'm mystified by it myself. For the time being, though, let's focus on finding the golden apple, shall we? I say we follow our newest lead and head for the tower. Let's check that dead end from before, Luke. I don't know what to say about my chat right now. I'm pretty sure Layton has already caught on it. I think from not the beginning of the game, but almost. The mystery is solved. I'm simply shocked at this turn of events. Who could have guessed that we had an impostor in our midst? He had me completely fooled. But you saw right through him, Professor. I must say I'm quite impressed with your cunning. Put that brilliant mind of yours in search for the golden apple, whatever. By the way, are you feeling alright? You look a bit pale. Just a misunderstood Nikos player that has no impulse control. To not repass +2 maybe? I mean, if you know about like the end of the first Layton trilogy, well... A brand new baby girl. Brand new is kind of like a weird adjective for like a girl, a baby. With your daughter, you say? No, why would have a silly dream like this? A silly dream. Also, is Ramon dead or not? You have not understood yet the mystery. You need to activate your detective skills to understand what is happening. She will lie down for a bit. Okay. A dream of walking in the park with her young daughter. There's something quite curious about that dream. There is. Let's talk to the eternal bachelor. My baby's designer. Second-hand baby girl. I don't have a fancy hat for me to be a detective, so true. Would you please let me know of any eligible bachelorettes you might meet on your travels? No, we will not. Okay, Gordon, poor man. I don't know about that, May. Fresh baby, never won. +2 for your joke, this is very good. Don Paolo when? +2. A new puzzle for... No. What are your puzzles already? I can't remember. You can't fool this old girl. I've seen you strolling around, solving other people's puzzles. And now it's my turn. You've been following us? What? rolling a 3. When you roll a dice, the chances of rolling a 3 or 1 in 6, the chances of rolling a 3 twice in a row or 1 in 36, and the chances of rolling a 3 times in a row or jaw dropping 1 in 216. Let's assume that you roll a die 3 times and you get a 3 each time. Your chances of rolling a 3 on your next roll are 1 in 6. Stalker? I think
Here's
so.
my answer.
Okay, so your puzzle was
Every puzzle has an answer.
so mediocre that I don't even want to spend more time here. Just let me go. Terrific. Yes, this is independent probabilities. You don't have to show me the way. It's okay. A strapping man such as yourself. Oh yeah, I will. We should really keep moving. We should. It's a dead end. I'd argue that we've come to exactly the right spot, Luke. What do you mean by that? Look right here, Luke. There's a small indentation in the wall where one could place a small object. Yes, this curious indentation is no doubt the spot indicated in Baron Reinhold note to Archibald. I'm willing to wager that if we put this in there and give it a turn... I mean, all ladies seem to know everything that happens in the neighborhood, but is this a good thing or a bad thing? I'm not sure. And share their home-brewed puzzles. I mean, I wish, I had like neighbors like that. Maybe not when I'm, just out to buy some groceries or to go to some important place, but like, we should let's share again, let's make our cities great and sustainable again. We need to share your homebrewed puzzles with your neighbors and the people you meet in the street. Just as I suspected. Here we go. Well, let's go for the final stretch of the game. Imagine chilling at home when someone uses the key and your living room splits into +2. I will save my progress. Also, I guess that we might have... Do we have enough things to solve the painting while we are here? My anarchist puzzle-making commune, so true. I think we have everything, right? Oh, I forgot that it was so bad. It's not, it's Switch, it's not... Is she crazy? Jigsaw puzzle stream when? I mean, we can think about that at some point. Hopefully there's a better UI than this, but... A little cat. This is Claudia. Little Claudia, and I guess this is the Baroness. Pretty lady. I interverted the two pieces together. Yay! Imagine crafting... what? No. +1 the rooms in the apartment listing. +1 sofa, -1 TV. Balance as all things should be. I wish I had a cat to watch the moon with. That is true. This painting is truly brilliant. It simply must go on my wall. I have a present for you. Turn your Nintendo DS system once, then restart the game. I mean, we shall see the bonuses a bit later. Layton's challenges to the art lover's house has been added to your map. I see. Such a pretty painting. Do we have enough to the inn or not? You have too many things, Layton. What a find. A world map. I don't know. Wonderful. It's a bit square for my taste. Okay, take this. It's just a thing that I... You're cozy, and then okay, I don't know. Maybe we don't have like enough in here. I don't know. Layton is a hoarder. I think we gave everything to Layton, kind of like by default. So we'll come to that maybe a bit later. I don't know. Let's do some progress here first. Relatable furnishing struggles. It looks like you have solved at least 75 puzzles. Alright, you can enter. Thank you. This place gives me goosebumps. It's all murky in here, and I can see a... Oh my. Isn't it a bit like also the boy and the hero, the Heron, like we translated it like in the West? Oh, my head. Oh, you're right, my boy. No injuries, I hope. I'm fine. Where are we? I don't know. Curious machines. I've never seen anything like them. No cranes with big noses, yet. What do you suppose they do? What in the world? Look over there on the wall, Professor. My word. There are pictures of the villagers displayed here. And what's this? There's a key for almost all villages. James Bond code progression. Professor, what if somebody is using this place to keep an eye on what's going on in Saint Mystère? Huh. And there are stairs over here. Let's get out of here. This place gives me the shivers. You're quite right, Luke. Let's get out. What's this notebook? Did you find something interesting? I think so. This notebook looks like someone's been using it as a diary. Just a little longer now. Soon this village will achieve the purpose it was designed for. I've waited so long for this day, but as it comes closer, I feel a little lonely. I hope that, at the very least, the young mistress will finally finds happiness at the end of all this. The poor diary looks like it's been through a lot. All the pages are terribly frayed. I bet all the scraps of paper we found in the village came from here. What? You? You two again? What are you doing here? What are you up to? Just a moment, sir. What are you talking about? I knew it. You came here to steal my secrets, didn't you? Didn't you? Don't play dumb with me. I see right through you. Don't think I haven't been watching. I've seen you sniffing around every nook and cranny in the village, obstructing my work. No, I've had it. So unless you want trouble, give me back number 38. Please calm yourself, sir. Just listen to what we have to say for a moment. We haven't intended to get in the way of your work. We are merely searching for the golden apple. Neither of us knows anything about this number 38 Oh... Did you just say the golden apple? You're really here, looking for the golden apple then? Precisely. Do you know anything that could be of help to us? So that's how it is, eh? What you're looking for is on the top floor of the tower. But watch out, because the puzzles in this tower are harder than a diamond-tipped drill. I know they call you a puzzle master, but are you sure you have what it takes to solve them? I bet you just want us to set... You just want to set us up to walk right into some sort of trap. Huh. And what would I possibly gain from doing something like that? Not to mention, it's my duty to guide those who seek the golden apple towards their goal. Some mischief maker sneaked into the village and had me all confused, but I think I've worked things out now. Seeing as how it's your duty and all that you... Seeing as how it's your duty and all that that you would mind filling us in, what is Samister's biggest secret? Your rats are no secret and they don't want to take them, Bruno. But the concurrent player count is alive and kicking, surely it's not... What are you talking about? The name's Bruno. I work for the Reinhold family. For some time now, I've managed Samister from up here in the tower. Manage Samister? You are the one who manages the life of each of the villagers, aren't you? What? What are you talking about, Professor? I don't understand anything. Surely you must have seen them too, Luke. Do you recall the cogs we found about the village and the keys we just saw? All the villagers in Samisters are robots, created by Bruno. What? The villagers are all robots? So you got all. My purpose in life is that reaction. Yeah, you called it in your head. Yes, in other words, the inhabitants of Samister aren't human, but intricately constructed machines. They are robots, my boy. I have to say I'm astonished that anyone could build such elaborate machines in this day and age. You must be quite the engineer, sir. Even the Ferris wheel? Oh, aren't you a sharp one? I've never imagined you'd worked out so much of the mystery by yourself. What do you mean, sir? I don't understand. Samister isn't a real village, Luke. It was constructed by Bruno and the late Baron. How am I doing so far, Bruno? You're absolutely correct. Master believed that one day a heir worthy of his fortune would come forward. He had me build his village and all who dwell within it to prepare for that day. Then he hid his greatest treasure, the golden apple, away on the top floor of this tower. Title of the stream mentioned? I was ordered to protect it with my life. Also, our puzzle anarchist commune was not real. It was made up. Until the person arrives who can solve the puzzle of the golden apple, I will continue to protect it. Remarkable. I'm impressed at how far Baron Reinhold went to protect his treasure. It's just not any treasure, mind you. The golden apple was the Baron's most precious treasure. But why go through all of this just to hide treasure? Why build an entire village to protect it? Oops, seems I've been a little loose-lipped here. I've said already more than I should have. The answers you're looking for are waiting for you at the top of the tower. Post-puzzle commune dismantling stress disorder +2. Musk utopias. Also, unfortunately. Okay. Solved. Let's climb the tower then. It was obviously a village of robots, look. No one is crazy enough to ask strangers about puzzle. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I mean, this is complicated in the second game, but we cannot talk about that because it would be spoilers. The stairs are barred off. It looks quite difficult. So, why do we hate being in the tower? Well, you'll see. No, another puzzle with a ball? Why are we here? Do we want to move the blue first? Or because we can do this and it would allow us to put... Yeah. Not bad, just do this.
There we go.
We hate balls here. Technically, when you think about the first trilogy, I'm not saying anything, but... Neo Automata +2. We must press on. Lead the way. There's something that's been on my mind for a while. Oh, what is it, Luke? When the crank for the bridge was stolen, we were sealed in the village along with Don Paolo. It could be just me, but I feel like this wasn't just a coincidence. Somebody planned it, but who? Ha ha, my boy. I wager this was Bruno's doing. Why in the world would Bruno do something like this? Do you remember what he said? It's his duty to show the way to those who seek the golden apple, but naturally Bruno had no idea what kind of people would come to Saint-Mystère seeking that treasure. It's likely he trapped us in the village to buy himself some time to evaluate who we were. He wanted to see if we were worthy of the secret. Is Don Paolo also a robot? No, he's not. How could he think either of us were bad people? He doesn't even know us. Who knows how Bruno saw it, Luke? I'm certain he was just being careful. After all, Don Paolo managed to sneak in with us. Bruno probably had his hands full and needed time to see what kind of people had entered the village. Luke, we should really get started here. You can ask me your next question while we are climbing. Are we robots? I'm not answering that one. Program to give puzzles to Miyabi. +2. This would explain his glow up. You're just going to stand here and complain about it. Leave this puzzle to me. To me. A magic square. So now we have like a true magic square to solve. You need to solve this magic square in order to proceed. The problem with this particular magic square is that the solution, I think, is fixed because you have like two numbers, and also like I know that the sum of a magic square need always to be 15. So it will be quite straightforward to solve everything. This has to be a 4, you will be a 6 here. This is 8, so you need 7. You have 3 and 8, and that should be it.
How does this sound? Professor, I've solved it!
I've solved it! I love magic squares. The door's open now. Good show, Luke. I wanted to know when Don Paolo snuck his way into the village. It seems like he followed us here. The only way into Samestra is over the drawbridge, but I hoped Franco would let in such an obviously evil character such as Don Paolo. Well, to be honest, I haven't quite worked out how Don Paolo entered Samestra myself, but it seems that after he made his way in, he tried to stay at Beatrice's inn. Oh, so that's the man who ran out on his bill. It makes sense that it was Don Paolo. Magic dodecahedron, way more fun. Yeah, true, but at what cost? The mundane hexagon. Insert like the video about hexagon being like the best shape. When did he kill Simon? We'll get to that in a moment. We must keep climbing. Yes, it's not for now. Hexagons or bestagons. Konnichiwa, amigos. I'm so glad to see other people. I thought I'd be wandering this place forever. Hey, how did you get in here? There's no way you solved all those puzzles. Je ne sais pas. It just happened. Un momento. I'm wandering the sewers. The next thing I know, I'm here. I take it that it isn't the local hotspot my guidebook promised it would be. How curious. So, where is it you would like to go? If you go down these stairs, you can return to the village. Just make sure you don't fall into the large hole by the entrance. Xie xie. That should be enough information to get me here. But may I ask you one more favor? All this talk of stairs had reminded me of a nazo I know. Answer it for me, por favor. It's like, do people know what nazo is, or am I crazy? Like, this doesn't feel like a very obvious vocabulary that people have. His head looks like an overstuffed sausage. It's unnerving. This is true. I can see it now. On the stairs. Jim, Mike, Steve, and Tom are standing on the stairs. You know the following about them. Jim and Tom are not next to each other. Steve and Mike are one step apart. Tom is on a higher step than Steve. Steve and Mike are one step apart. And Jim and Tom are not next to each other. So it means that like Steve and Mike has to be B and C, right? Because Jim and Tom it's the only configuration to leave Jim and Tom next to each other. So the question is Is it Jim A or is Jim D? Tom is on a higher step than Steve. Since Tom has to be on a higher step, he will be A, so Jim has to be D.
There we
I
go.
Jim. I can't read that obviously, but +2
Critical
maybe.
thinking is the key to success.
Yes, whatever. Ah, grazie. I'm not ready to go back to the village. What a strange fellow. Is he human? I believe so. He's an odd one, though, isn't he? I've never seen an explorer with such a poor sense of direction. Stranger still is how he entered Samister. I don't think he even knows how he did it. Perhaps his presence yesterday was another reason why Bruno felt compelled to hide the crank. We all know that Jim is D-man. Jelly, what the heck? Oh my god, we have met our following goal of followers from what I can see in the chat. It just lighted up for me. So thank you very much for the person that has followed. I don't have like alerts on my screen. But thank you very much. I believe it means that we are, unless we have like additional complications, we should be able to unlock affiliate, I believe. It seems we are faced with another puzzle lock, Luke. How did Simon, you know? All in good time. Let's solve the puzzle first. My eyes just rolled all the way back into my head. I'm sorry for their shenanigans again, Kelly. I hope you're well, by the way. It's very nice to see you here. Maiden's Escape. Ah yes, another puzzle with like movement. I love it. Well, we don't really have a choice in here. Do we want to move like perhaps this way? The question is like, how is it really helping us? Wait. Be more precise. What do we want to do? We want to move like the purple behind the red in some ways. So like, let's move that because this is the only thing we can really do. If we do that, I mean, this is the same thing because it's like symmetrical, right? We can move the blue, but what's the point of moving the blue immediately? I don't know. I can check who was the last follower. No, we don't want to make people uncomfortable, but just like thank you. Well, I mean, thank you for, you know, everybody hanging out in this stream because it helps a lot. But, you know, if people do not talk, they don't want to talk, they just want to lurk, we're trying to not make them uncomfortable, which is the point why I don't have like alerts for followers. I don't know if like, you know, it's like questionable, but I don't want people to feel pressured. Because if we move that in here, we'll be locked at some point. Like, we cannot really do anything here. Yeah, my problem is that there's no scenario where I can really push all those. I think it's good to not have follower alerts. Yes, I try to. Some people follow after stream because of the follow notif with names. Yeah, I think like, you know, I tend to, I don't have the time to chat. I don't have the time to be like noticed by people. So I tend to like follow after streams. And that's kind of like why I don't want to do that. But I think if you sub, it kind of means that you want to show your, because money is involved, that you want to show your appreciation. And I think like for subs, it's good to have alerts, but not for followers. Whatever, I believe the number of people that are following you. Even if you're small, I don't think like follower alerts is a good thing. I'm losing it. I need to be like a bit more. Do we want to? Okay, if we move this is like the thing that we need to do. What do we do here? Do we move blue? I mean, if we move blue, we are in the same situation we were and it was impossible to progress. So what if this time we want to do that and then I can make some space for you? Do I want to move blue immediately or something else? Oh, maybe like this, no? And it allows me to... At the very least, like blue is up, which is like not bad. But the question is, what's the point? What are we doing? Can I like move things this way? The problem is that we'll get like trapped by the purple, but no, we can move it that way. Yes. I see the vision. The vision, I see it. We just need to... Are we stuck? No, like this. It doesn't work. I need to be... Because now I can't make the purple go this way, right? So it was like good until it wasn't. I think you need to... We need to, for you to go up, I believe. I can't do this. I can't do this because I cannot make like 4 spaces of... Wait, we need like red to go like behind again. And you need to go up now, I think. But how can we do this? Because now we have the same problem, but it's like on the opposite side. We really need to find a way to put like getting purple behind red. And I think we need to do that at the beginning. We need to do that at the beginning. So let's think again. I think this is a good opening move. And like the method that we used here was like not bad. The question is from here, I think we need to think about the opportunity. What opportunity do we want to take to move purple on the left? It's because you want to be here, but can I like... Can I move everything so that it moves like slowly, it inches like slowly towards like this? And we kind of like just do a small, you know, rotation of things here? Is it enough? How do I put blue in? I need to move you again, right? This is peak. Oh. Yes.
That should do it.
The vision,
Another
I see
puzzle
it.
solved.
Huge. Are you talking about the red block? This is a classic example of a slide puzzle. Thank you for the explanation. I was not aware I was sliding things. Amazing as always, Professor. What exactly happened at the manor about Simon? Did Don Paolo really do away with Simon? I'd say so. It's just my theory, mind you, but I think that Don Paolo followed us into the manor. That's when he met Simon or came across him, as the case may be. I suspect Simon had already collapsed when Don Paolo found his body sprawled on the floor. Just like with Ramon. So maybe Simon had also stopped functioning properly, yeah? I guess all the robots break down sooner or later, and when they do, Bruno comes to collect them. The big brain. Sarcasm so dry it was almost English. I don't know what to say. Then he fixes them here in the cellar of the tower. Do you suppose the noises from the tower are actually the sounds of Bruno's machine working? Some big square bread into my location. I think you're spot on, look. That must be why people began to associate the disappearance with the roaring from the tower. Don't forget that despite his peculiar appearance, Don Paolo is a scientific genius. Therefore, he probably realized why Simon had stopped moving. If it weren't for the golden apple, Don Paolo likely would have left San Mister right then. I'm sure he was eager to take the robot apart and learn how it worked. He is evil, but a scientist. And that must be when he decided to disguise himself as Inspector Chelmy, right? That rat made up the whole murder story on the spot. But that's not the whole mystery. Come on, Luke, we must keep moving. I'll explain the rest as we go. Appearance has nothing to do with the soundness of an argument. Yeah. Oh my god. Fancy meeting you here, dearie. Would you like to try a little puzzle I made up? How on earth did she get up here? She must have overtaken us at some point. Funny, I didn't even see the old girl pass us. I mean, this is probably the bachelorette for Gordon, right? Quit whispering amongst yourself and try my puzzle rated. This is an humdinger. $70 picarats, she's cooking here. Card order. You have placed 1 joker and 4 aces with different suits face down on a table. Use the hints below to determine the position for each card. The club is to the immediate right of the heart. Neither the diamond nor the joker is next to the spade. Hard to say, hard to put like. Neither the joker nor the diamond is next to the club. And neither the diamond nor the spade is next to the heart. Neither the diamond or the spade is next to the heart. Meaning that you have two possibilities. Either you're here, either Joker is here. But the Joker cannot be next to the club, which works. It cannot be next to the spade. Neither the Joker nor the diamond. Oh, and the diamond cannot be, so you cannot be together. It means that we have to shift things here. Can I solve it like that way? Neither the diamond nor the Joker is next to the spade. The Joker nor the diamond is next to the club. So you have... Wait. Not diamond is next to the club. So you are here and you are here. Okay. The club is to the immediate right of the heart. Okay. The diamond nor the Joker is next to the spade. It works. Neither the Joker nor the diamond is next to the club. Yeah, okay, so that was like reversed in. Okay. And neither the diamond nor the spade is next to the heart. And it works.
There we go.
Beauty pageant discussion. We can talk about beauty pageant and say that it's
puzzle
probably one of the worst things to exist. And that's basically the end of the discussion, I think. Only a strong grasp of the principles of logic can get you through a puzzle like this. I have a strong grasp on the principles of logic. That's Yen Show, right? Well, go away. The weird stalker. Okay, but what about a drag pit? That's... For reasons I'm not a hater. I will say I'm not a hater. But I'm not exactly a drag enjoyer either. So it's like... I have no opinion, I guess, on this one. I don't feel qualified to have an opinion. My boy, haven't you learned by now? No puzzle is without an answer. Track Pagan God. 70 picarats again. Use each of the numbers 1 to 9 exactly once to fill the blank and complete this equation. I mean, probably what we want to do, because I think you can solve it like more mathematically, but like 1, 2, 3, for example. Okay, because if you do that, you don't have enough pairs, I believe, to make the subtraction. You have to be 4 and it has to loop one digit. So question is, can we put like things kind of like randomly into there? And you have to loop. So you have to make a difference of 6, right? So it has to be, for example, is it working or am I completely crazy in my head? Because my problem with this is that you have like... No, it's... What am I doing? No, because you are... Okay, wait. So you cannot do... Okay. I think this is like... Okay. So you have like to... You have to loop 2 digits, I believe. Was I crazy also? 1 minus... No, and that wasn't... Okay, because that was like wrong. It's not a difference of 6, obviously. It's a difference of... It's a difference of 7 that you need. Okay, but now we are in this situation, right? You need... Paganini Prism. What are you talking about? Doesn't enjoy drag because she would prefer to have drag elected presidents. What are you talking about? What are you What are you talking about? So we need to make 2-digit loop, which is possible if we do... Because the difference of 7, it's possible only with like 1 and 8 and 2 and 9. So let's say, for example... But if you loop, then it means that we need like one less. So it would be something like... Okay, because we would do, for example, like 2 and 8, but because you're looping, then it's not like 8 that we need, it's 7. And from here, we can do this, right? And then it's working. And you have like 2 solutions, I guess? Because you can permute like those ones, or more than... No, you have like 2 solutions, I believe. Am I crazy? Is it working? A drag president. Could work. Whomever draws the queerest straw becomes the president. Drag royalty. Still not democratic. Certainly superior to the current system. Hi Vamp, I hope that you're good today. But 9 is afraid of 7. Release Chris, what are you talking about? My chatters are crazy.
There we go. Critical thinking is the key.
Okay. At the very least, the stream will not end on a mistake. Not yet. Oh, 2 correct configurations. Yes, okay. So you had like 2 answers here. Do you remember the picture we found in Lady Dahlia's room? The one of the Baron's former wife, Viola, holding a child who appears to be the young Flora, of course. That's the one. It's uncanny how much Lady Viola looked like Lady Dahlia. Do you suppose Baron Reinhold's diary entries were talking about Lady Dahlia? Sharp thinking, my boy. I believe it went something like this. The craftsmanship of it is simply remarkable. It reminds me of my sweet Viola when she was alive. That's the one that tipped me off. Professor, do you suppose Lady Dahlia was actually a robot built to resemble Lady Viola? That's entirely possible, maybe even probable given the circumstances. But if so, what a terrible sad story these entries tell. Do you remember what the next entry said? Perpetually in alpha behavior? What are they talking about? You can't say things like that in the chat. But if it means that they're another puppet of a broken system, then I will only have reluctant support +2. Laura doesn't like the thing at all. I've seen her run away from it on multiple occasions. Recently, she spends more time playing by dear Viola's grave than anywhere else. I'm sad to say, but I doubt Flora will ever take to it. I cannot blame her, as I have changed its personality. I felt terrible forcing that change on Flora, but I just couldn't bear to see it like that anymore. Viola, there can never be another you. You are my first, my last, and my only. The Baron agreed to the construction of a robot for Flora that was identical to his late wife, but living with a machine that was so similar to his wife must have been too much for him. Thus he decided to change the robot's personality, and so Lady Dahlia was created. As she was originally created as a mother figure, she must have gone through a confusing transition. Professor, do you suppose these robots feel sadness? Honestly, I'm not quite sure, but I have a feeling that each of these robots have something not unlike a human heart. What do you think? What are they talking about? My chatters, they're all crazy, talking about like drag commune. What the that we should use drag as a method of government. I hope that they do. Saddening. We're almost there. Yes, but it seems that we have another puzzle in the way before we get here. Another puzzle. 7 squares. Your task is to draw lines between the pin on this board to form 7 squares. The 7 squares do not have to be uniform in size, but you can only use each pin once. Give it a shot. This will be problematic, right? We need to... The easier way to think about this puzzle is to check the outer pin. For example, this one. I'll let you just... I'll be some noise in the background. Just enjoy your discussion in the chat. I'll just solve some puzzles. So the point is that you can make like squares. Because it's in the corner, you can only make like a square that is like this, right? It cannot be this because you don't have a pin here. And it cannot be this because you don't have a pin here. So it locks this square as the first one. Good. Now we are in the situation where... do we have like other easy squares that we can like put? Okay, let's think about this, for example. This pin here. It cannot be a square like this because this pin is missing here. Can it be like a square like this? It can. So it's hard to say if we can really build something from here. I believe the answer is no, by virtue that... Oh, you can like create a square like this, right? Can I find... because you need to find like a contradiction that allows you to lock in the square. Don't get twisted the pins. Can the square overlap? I believe they can overlap. If the square can overlap, then it seems it cannot be too bad. It's not, but like you have a... I think you have a unique solution. Because now we're in the situation where, again, like we need to make like those pins are annoying. You need to make, oh, you cannot, oh, this is interesting. Maybe we should work that way. For this particular one, oh, you can create things like this, right? But if you do that, then you cannot do your thing here, meaning that it has to be this. At the very least, I believe. But if so, huh. What if I want to do this? Would that lock me into this? Okay, so now we need to think about this square here. This is not too bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. I like this one though. It feels good. And then you have like this line seems kind of obvious, right? This is the only way you can link this pin to anything. So something like this. On the 3, 4. What do you do with this? It has to be this, like the outer one, right? So something like that, maybe? And then you have like 2 squares here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Feel good geometry, so true. I think this is it.
That should do it.
Amazing.
Critical thinking is the key to success.
And I believe that's the last puzzle of the game. The last puzzle of the main game, let's say, without like the bonus puzzles and the rest. Oh no! Oh no! Perhaps that is why Bruno's machines make such a racket. This tower is like a giant megaphone. And the secret American DLC, so true. But why would anyone want to construct such a big purposeless tower, Professor? It's exhausting to climb this thing. Did you ever consider that this tower might have been built for the express purpose of exhausting us? This is just another one of the many trials that have been set out for seekers of the Golden Apple. What about brutalism, Luke? Do you think that we need to, stay to the very classical architecture? Is it your conservative take, Luke? You don't want to think about architecture that is efficient for the worker class? Fish maxing self-sufficient commune in the wood, plus frog. I don't know what to say. Okay. This floor doesn't appear to have any puzzle for us, so if we climb this spiral staircase, maybe... Not reach the top floor. I think you may be right, my boy. Plus frog. Is like the plus frog the same thing as when you're doing like an integration and you just add like plus constant at the end, like plus frog always? We're carrying the frog. Oh my gosh! Arbitrary frog plus 2. Our view was obscured from the ground, but who would have suspected a charming cottage like this here? Plus 2 frog. Hi Aurora. I hope that you are doing well today. Frog in the fog. The lights are on. time for the finale. Squared plus frog equal like plus constant plus 2. Plus 2. You reach the top of the tower. Continue into the house or return to the village to explore more, because this is the point of no return / the ending of the game. So let's do the ending of the game, I believe. What kind of person would live in a place like this? Unbelievable. Just look at this room. The stuff in here has to be worth a fortune. This must be the top of the top floor that Bruno spoke of. So we might be standing in the same room as the golden apple at this very moment. I've been waiting for you two.
It's you!
Huh? No way!
What's this? What's going on here?
My boy, what you see here is the golden apple herself.
No way! You are the golden apple! Professor, you knew about this? I had an inkling. Don't you see the genius of it though? The Baron didn't write the will to find a successor to his fortune. His true aim was to find a worthy guardian for his daughter. And he was willing to put his whole fortune on the line to do so. Yes. My name is Flora. I've been waiting here in the tower for so long. Were you locked up in here the whole time? Oh no, but before Papa passed, he told me that I should wait here until someone from outside Saint-Mystère came for me. Actually, the princess in the is in the tower plus 2. Papa said that whoever came for me would be someone I could trust with my life. So that's why you kept watching us move around the village. What was that?
What's going on? Oh!
Bowser? Bowser Junior?
Here I come!
What is this, like Sonic pose?
Follow me!
Follow me!
Come now.
My daughter? Follow me. We must evacuate this tower immediately. Professor!
Go ahead without us. I have an idea. We're fine. Go on.
Go on, look.
It's all right, dear. This way.
I forgot that her arms were literally, you know, like 2 centimeters wide. What are we going to do? I've got it. If you know Detective Conan film 5, this is the bit. I've got it. Just wait a moment, Flora.
Yes.
Professor Layton, my king.
Layton, I'll smash you right out of the sky! No!
No!
This isn't over yet, Layton! Just you wait! One day, I will have my revenge on you! Hold tight!
Why does the music go so hard? The Layton main theme is crazy. There's a Layton. Someone did like a Layton battle theme, I think. Remix. We need to listen to that after. Thank goodness, you're alright, Professor. Don Paolo's flying contraption was something else. I really thought we were done for back there. Ah yes, it was a bit unnerving, but he also provided us with the answer to one of our ongoing mysteries. Do you remember that awful noise we heard the first time we visited Reinhold's Manor? The one that spoke Claudia? Oh, that must have been the noise. You've put it together. The racket was likely Don Paolo's contraption making a crash landing. If that's the case, then we know the approximate time of Don Paolo's entrance into Saint Mystère. Can you type normally though in the chat, please? That makes perfect sense. So it follows that Franco wouldn't have noticed Don Paolo's entrance. So if Flora is the golden apple that everyone's been looking for, that means the treasure that Lady Dahlia and the others were chasing never existed in the first place. No, I'm fully certain they weren't mistaken. I do believe a fortune is hidden somewhere within the village. But the Baron would need to hide it somewhere only the golden apple would know to look. You mean that Flora knows where the treasure is hidden? I'm sorry, but I don't know about the treasure or anything like that. Let's head back to Reinhold's Manor one more time. I suspect we'll clear everything up there. Do you really think the treasure could be located here? Look closely at this painting, Luke. I'm sure it holds the key to the Reinhold fortune. But I've already looked at it. If we solve this mystery, Luke, I'm certain we'll come face to face with the Reinhold treasure. Touch the painting where the golden apple is hidden. I remember now, it's right here! A hidden switch. The switch seems to have activated the wall. And to think that Reinhold's Manor held the secret behind this painting all along. It looks like there's a passage that leads further in. Let's see where this passage goes. My god! The money? I had no idea. Listen closely, Luke. Wisdom wasn't the only thing Baron Reinhold required of potential guardians for his only daughter. You saw it too, did you not? That peculiar mark on her neck that only appeared once she loathed. In other words, Baron Reinhold set out one last requirement for the potential inheritor to his fortune. He wanted someone who could make Flora smile again after losing those dear to her. To that person, and that person alone, would Baron Reinhold reveal the location of his actual fortune. That's unbelievable, Professor, but it all makes sense now. Does it? I don't know. Flora, my little Flora. You've made it here at last. That voice, Papa, is that you? Papa! My dear Flora, has the village watched over you as I would have? I've built Saint Mystère for you so that you would never have to know true loneliness. Well, to be fair, Bruno did the actual building, but that's beside the point. In any case, if you have come this far, I suppose it's safe to assume my plan was a success. My greatest regret is that I'm not here to see you become a young woman. But please know that I want nothing more than for you to be happy. Whether the person by your side right now can give you that or not is up to you, I suppose. And to you who have found your way to my daughter's side, you have my heartiest congratulations. If you could make it through the barrage of puzzles I set before you, I imagine a person of your abilities are already caught on, but allow me to reveal Saint Mystére's secret. The secret of Saint Mystère? Recently I was told by my physician that I don't have much time left on this earth, so I can come to terms with dying, but the thought of leaving my only child alone in the world torments me. This is why I have commissioned Bruno to construct Saint Mystère. I will read what you have shared just after. At least this way, she will be safe and protected until she is old enough to venture into the outside world. Streets and buildings are the bones of a village, but its heart is the people who live in it. Write an article right now about English pastoral and also Furusato in Japan. This is why I asked Bruno to create all the villages here, as well as all the puzzles hidden within them. I asked Matthew to make news of my death public only once Flora has grown past childhood. So strangers, how does my beautiful little flower look now? I imagine she's blossoming into adulthood. Equally important to me is finding someone to whom I can entrust both my daughter and my fortune. This is why the inhabitants of Saint Mystère are constantly testing the knowledge of the visitor. If you have made it this far, it means that you possess both wisdom and dedication to my daughter. I am confident that you will take good care of my fortune and Flora. This is why everything in this room, the whole of my fortune, belongs to you now. When you remove it from here, Saint Mystère will complete the objective for which it was created. I imagine the inhabitants will fall into a deep sleep from which they are never to be awakened. No, wait just a minute. Is he saying that if we take the treasure, all of Saint Mystère will just disappear? I honestly don't know the answer to that question, Luke. But it's possible that Saint Mystère is designed to shut down the instant we lay a hand on the treasure. So if that happens, everyone will just stop, just like puppets with their strings cut. I leave it to you, brave traveler with 2 L, UK peeled. Draw the curtain on Saint Mystère and lay this lifeless village to rest. Above all else, take care of my precious daughter. She is in your hands now. Oh, Papa, I can't believe it. even touch this treasure, all of Samister will just grind to a halt. Flora, by right, this inheritance belongs to you. You should be the one to decide what's done with it. I don't want it. But why ever not, my dear? The people who live here have been with me for so long. Curious as this village is, it watched me grow up. I want Samister, my village, to stay just as it is, forever. I see. Then so it shall be. But what of you, Flora? Will you stay here with your village? Soul's better than money +2. Are you sure this is quite all right, my lady? Certainly. If leaving will make Flora happy, I'd like nothing more than to see her off with a smile.
Goodbye then, little village. Cool. What an astonishing village that was, Professor. Does this mean you'll be gracing the front pages of the London papers again sometime soon?
No, Luke. Saint Master's secret must stay
Will
between
they
us.
leaving Bruno there forever? I think
Why'd
so.
you say that?
You see, my dear boy, we don't want people to make a spectacle of Flora. That wouldn't be right.
Of course. Always thinking of others.
Well, one must always put a lady's needs first. That's what a gentleman does.
Moment. I mean, I was playing this game when I was like 8. This was like foundational game for me, Abby. And the ending, I think like on the Japanese version, it's always like a sung ending. But maybe we'll just have like, is Layton single, by the way? Layton is single, and the answer to that question, and it's like, I love this game so much. I love the third game so much because it's about like the relationship, the romantic relationship of Layton, and it's so good. It's so good. But like Layton is single right now. This is a very comfy game. This is such a good game. The second game is better, I believe, but yeah, when I was like, you know, a child, it was so good. And this is my ideal aesthetic, I believe, about, you know, video games right now. Something just cute, doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to have like a good message and a lot of heart. It's so cute. I'll just read, by the way, the messages about the princess puzzle. Tired of leading a sheltered life, escape her castle. I mean, I just said that the Queen became like a princess in the US version, right? big soul and heart. It's just I love Layton. I love Layton. I know that especially like Burnout, that is maybe still in the chat, had like quite like a pretty negative opinion, and I do understand of like the latest Layton game, the one with like Catriel Layton. But I don't know, it still had like a lot of heart to me. It was like still very sweet and cute, and games like that were not that common at this point. So I'm really looking forward to the next Layton next year. But yeah, this is just a very nice series. And like if you don't know the story of like the Layton series, we had like this trilogy. So the first 3 games, Curious Village, Pandora Box, and the Lost Future, different names I think for the English translation. And this is like the Prison trilogy. And after that, you had the weird choice of like game 4, 5, and 6 being set in the past. This is like a prequel trilogy where like Layton is meeting Luke for the first time, and so Flora is not here. And it was intended that after this trilogy, we would have like another trilogy after the first trilogy. Because at the end of the first trilogy, Luke is going on a trip to the United States. And this later trilogy was cancelled because Layton was not making any money at the end. It was not like a commercial success. And people felt like the series was just dead and we would never have Layton again. Or at least just spin-offs. Like, there was another Layton game on mobile, but it was a bit strange. It was very dark and you know, I don't know, you had like stories about like suicide and PTSD, and it was really grim. And then you had Catriel Layton, that was not a return to form, just because the story was a bit, well, it wasn't great. And then like when we had the announcement of like Layton for the Switch 2, it was like such an unexpected comeback. And I think it will be amazing because finally we'll have the long-awaited trilogy. And this is such a cute ending screen. I would have loved it if I had been around when I was a kid. This is like such a good game for, you know, well, people from my generation. But yeah, you had like other games like, you know, some point and clicks, adventure games on the DS. Hotel Dusk, for example, those games. I think that this was, you know, a great time to have a DS. Flora cooking something abhorrent is so me for real. Yeah. Didn't they also have a collab game with the Ace Attorney? Yes, you have like the Ace Attorney, well, Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton crossover. It's a good game, I would say. Like it's not perfect, but it, again, I feel like it's nice, and you see how much like Layton is like really good, because Layton is like, I have solved everything instantly, and you have like Phoenix Wright being like, I don't understand anything, I'm so dumb. But the problem of the game is that you kind of have like the two concepts, it feels like it should work on theory, and for some reasons they have kind of like taken the, not the worst, but like they haven't taken the best from the two separate franchises, so it's a bit like unfortunate. But yeah, it's still a nice game. And I know that, for example, Burnout played the crossover before playing the Ace Attorney series, which is like very funny. But this is a nice game, and I like the characters. They're extremely lesbians. They're all like lesbian. This is the lesbian, you know, forbidden doom duty, and I love it, and this is so good. And yeah, and I love the second trilogy of Layton as well. I know a lot of people don't like the sixth game, but I like it. And yeah, we will try to do like Layton 2 at some point, which is like probably the best title in the series. So you can see here, it was like planned immediately after. I think it came like the year after, or something like that, or 2 years after. Where's by so true? And this is about like trains. It's about we are traveling to the north. And this is a story with, well, I wanted to say something, but it would have been a spoiler. But basically the premise of the game is that, the mentor of Layton received like a box and they died opening the box. And it's like the Pandora box, what happened? Very nice game. Incredible like antagonist. And very sweet characters. And you can see Flora hanging out also with the group. This is great. I love the first 3 games. They're so good. But yeah, we finished Layton 1. It's far from over, exactly. I will showcase like a few things. Because it's not exactly the end of the game. So we have missed 2 puzzles in the village, I guess, that we can find. We can do that. Like we are at like 3 hours of stream. I can show you like a few things. For example, the bonuses. So when you play a Layton game, you always have like those bonuses. So you had like weekly challenges, weekly puzzles, I guess. That were like not extremely interesting, but it was like content that you had like every week, and it was like, I don't think we can play it, right? Because you need to download them, and this is not something that we can do, or can we? I don't think we can. Yes, obviously it doesn't work. But like you had like small puzzles like to do like every week that was like fun. And okay, this is here. Basically, you have like when you finish the mini game, a mini game in the base game, you unlock like additional puzzles, and like those puzzles are meant to be like the hardest that you can get. So, for example. You can see that it is like maximum difficulty. We are not joking in here. So too many queens. In chess, okay, and this is like the final form of the queen puzzles that we had, which was the one where you had to place queens without them blocking another queen, which is unfortunately a very famous puzzle, so it's not very hard to solve. It's not that hard to solve if you know like the rationale behind the puzzle, because it's just like this, right? So this is a classic one. Unfortunately, if you know it, it's not very hard.
Layton's apprentice saves the day.
But you have this, for example. Heavier or lighter? We won't do them, all of them. I think it's not the point of this stream, but it's just to showcase what the game has to offer. And I'll show you why like picarets matter to a certain degree. So below is, okay, this is again the evolution of a puzzle that we had, if you can remember, about like weighting things. So below is 12 weights that are visually identical to one another among these, or a single weight that has a different weight from the others. The problem is that you don't know whether this weight is heavier or lighter than the others. Use the scales exactly 3 times to determine which weight is different from the others. So, okay, so we don't know if it's heavier or lighter, which makes our life a bit more complicated. We have like argued in the previous version of this puzzle that you cannot put like the entire half, you cannot weight one half against another because you will run out of moves, and we identify that you have to put obviously a third of like the entire weights. So for example, we can weight like 1, 2, 3, 4 against like 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we know that those are equals. So the problem will focus solely on 9, 10, 11, and 12. The question is, how do we know what is happening? Because they are the same. Okay. We do not know whether they are the same, whether it's heavier or lighter. So we cannot, for example, do this because a scale will not be equal, but we won't know which one is the one we need because it can be lighter or heavier. So what we can do, I believe, is, well, I can't move them, but is to be a bit smarter than that. And wait. Wait. Because one thing we know is that all of the 1 to 8, those are like the normal ones. So we can use them as like a control group against the one on the right. So for example, if we put like 1 and 2 here, this is the control group. So we can put 9 and 10, for example. But the problem is that if we put only 2 of them, imagine that the scales will stay still. It means that 11 or 12 are the odd one. Or, yeah. The problem is that if we weight, then we can like weight 3 against like 12, and if it's equal, then 11 is the problem. But if the scale is, no, it works, right? I can do this. So this is equal, meaning that you have to be normal as well. So now what I do is that I weight 11 against a control group. And so 12 would be the answer. Does it work? I have weighted a control group 1 and 2 against like 9 and 10. So 9 and 10 will have to be normal. And I weighted like 11 as well. So 12 has to be the answer.
Well, here's my guess.
This is peak.
I did it!
So to be fair, like those puzzles at the very end are quite interesting. They are nice. This is like the real, I think it's when the game is like really pushing you towards like creative solutions. And you have like several of them, and they are basically locked between progression. So for the first row, you need to do all the mini games. So we had made like the robot dog, you need to solve the inn puzzle, and you had like to do the painting jigsaw puzzle. The golden apple's house is basically the completion of the base game. And when you finish all of them, you unlock like the very last Layton challenges. And those that are like really, really, really hard, quote unquote. So yes, and I know that the final one is like extremely famous because it's like another sliding puzzles, and this is when the Layton games are a bit too sliding puzzles peeled, and I don't think it's very interesting, but well. So when you do that, obviously you can redo your puzzles in the index. And there's somewhere like the shameful puzzle where we failed, I don't know, we lost like 5 picarats or whatever. I don't want to know. You have like the top secret thingy, which is basically just which you can find in the sequel of the game. Oh, so you had like, you already had. Was the second game already released by then? I don't remember. Is it like, or is it something else? It cannot be. I don't know. I guess it's like a password that is not just a word. But was it like, how was called like the? Was it? I don't remember the name of the village in the second one. Whatever. But like, if you have enough picarats, and we have enough, you unlock those one by one. Normally you won't have access to the music, but you will by solving puzzles and doing good. I think like it's quite lenient. I think like you need only 3,000, maybe 800 to unlock like the movies, the cutscenes. So it's not a lot, but it's kind of funny in the way they are like pushing you to do more things in the game to unlock like the extras, which is good because I think like this is the good way to implement achievements. I believe that, you know, I am like achievement peeled. I love Steam achievements. Unfortunately, I love retro achievements, but I think that at some Nintendo games were doing good by saying that no, you don't have like, we don't use like achievements that are external to the games, but it's something that will, you know, unlock a few extras if you do it. So you had like soft achievements that feel like a bit better than the I don't know, pure collectible thingy that you can have like in other games. Whatever. And yes, the music, the main theme is going really, really, really hard. This is such a good theme. And yeah, wait, I'll grab the Layton Battle theme remix because I think it's pretty good. And you have like excellent music. Wait, we'll go to this screen, I believe. Can I share my screen or not? Yes, but you see everything, which is not something that I want. So yes. Well, obviously the scene is not perfect, but at the same time, who cares? So it's this particular remix by Mumo, very famous back then. And I really remember how much I enjoyed listening to this remix back then. So fencing Layton happens later in the series also. That's something that we see in the second game, in the third a little bit. In the movie, there was a Layton movie. I don't know if people here have watched the movie. It's quite alright, I guess. And you have fencing in all the later games as well, I believe. Because you always have like Bert not say that like a bit before, like it's like a Geki Jobang. You have like your action scene, your money shot, that is quite good in most of the games. So yeah, and obviously Layton, the Steam World, we can see the trailer for it, I guess. Like, it's such a return to form, I believe. You have still this very usigi, mysterious, marvelous vibe and fantastical vibe to it. But I think there's such an interesting take on what the United States are. This is basically, we are like in the US here. And it works so well, I believe. And I think at some point we'll see some puzzles, maybe. Will we see some puzzles? I want to see a puzzle. So by the way, the puzzles were done now by QuizKnock. I think they also did. I don't know if they did that for Catriel Layton. I think they did. Because the original creator of the puzzles for the series passed away, so like this QuizKnock, this is like a very famous YouTube channel in Japan, and I think this is also like an association of students at the Tokyo University, and they're basically like they're making puzzles and puzzle content, so it's quite good to have them like on the team. And so this will be on the Switch, and I believe it will be nice to use like the entire Switch as a tablet where you can like take notes and things like this. So I'm pretty interested in seeing how it will be. I think it will be great. So taking notes, as you can see. And I think it works so well. I love the way you have like the text on the left and also like the art on the right, with it being like blended together. It will have a Switch 2 version. My cat is indeed like awake now. So yeah, really hyped for this game. I think like I really miss the atmosphere of like Layton games. Maybe I'm missing a little bit the 2D sprite vibes, but I don't know. I think it's also like a decent transition to 3D, to pure 3D. Yeah, and it has been pushed, right? It has been pushed to next year, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Because like level 5, they have like too many projects. Like this is their very unexpected revival, and they have too many projects at the same time. I think there's also like Decapolis, another RPG detective game that has been pushed also a little bit like further away. So yeah, all of that to say, Layton is a nice series, and this is good. This is good. I had fun playing Layton. That's basically it for today. I don't have any more yap in me, and I think like we have been yapping a lot. I've been reading also a lot, and my throat is getting a bit tired. Getting stirred by NL, so true, +2. What is it? Is it another compilation by the librarian? I don't know what to say. So let's talk a little bit. Kat is also yapping. She's crazy. She's like, she needs so much attention right now, and it's probably why I need to go. So let's talk a little bit about the next few days. On Wednesday, if you have seen the planning, we are playing Celeste. This will be a return to form as well, because I haven't been playing Celeste for the past 2 years, something like that. So we'll try to do like a semi-casual playthrough where I'll be collecting as many strawberries as possible. But we'll try to play, a bit aggressively and with advanced tech. So it will be a fun stream, and I don't know, Celeste is always nice, so we can finish that in one session. And on Friday, we have Didlit, Record of the Lodos War, Didlit in Wonder Labyrinth, which is like Castlevania, the second Castlevania by Team Ladybug, I think is the name of the studio. Their first game was Toho Luna Nights, which was very well received. The Record of the Lodos War was a bit more complicated for reasons, but I need to do it just because like it's about Didlit, and I love Didlit, and it was such a crush when I was younger. So yeah. And then for the next week, we'll see what we want to do. There might be, again, but we can talk about that later, but I really want to do like yapping sessions where I'm just like reading scientific articles, and we can talk about like that and urban planning, and give me some ideas for my own research all together during the stream, like it's a brainstorming stream or whatever. But yeah. As a great comment said in the librarian channel, I spend more time scouring the library than attending the lecture. This is true. And I don't know what to say about that. I think like it's nice also to watch the original VODs, but what do I know? That's basically it for today, I believe. So I will leave you on this amazing face by NL. And I hope that you will have a wonderful evening or day, depending on where you are. Night, maybe. And I'll see you Wednesday for some more action, I guess. And May was obviously here today in the chat. Feel free, and I really encourage you to follow her, because May is also a very nice streamer. She's doing art content, the art content that I cannot do. So really don't hesitate to give her a follow, because like she's such a great person. Anyway, on that, thank you very much for coming here. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.